I can still walk up the steps by myself.
Yeah.
It is truly an honor and a privilege, truly, to be here today. It's great to be alive. In addition, it's just wonderful. I started in local government. I'm dedicated to local government. I'm married to Jane Andrick, who was on the Anchorage Charter Commission, served in the Assembly, was personified local government, and so I am part of local government, and all of you, each and every one of you, is closer to the people than any legislator, than any governor, than anyone of that ilk, because you deal with everyday problems, you deal with issues, and you are here with the Alaska Municipal League. When was it? 61 years ago, I attended the first organizing meeting of the League. It was then the Alaska League of Cities, and I became secretary of the League in the early mid-50s, and I have watched the growth and evolution of the League over the years. We've had some marvelous executive directors. Kathy Wasserman is just a shining example with who's done a fabulous job and added a phenomenal sense of humor to some very serious work that gets done. And Hal and all of his predecessors and all the board members, I just respect the work that's being done. I particularly want to comment, so long as I'm up here, I want to comment that I think the Alaska Municipal League has done a phenomenal job representing the interests of the communities of Alaska. I think the luncheon today the luncheon today was a great indication in terms of dollars and cents and the realities of what the Municipal League has done individually for every community in Alaska, and by doing it collectively through a common effort. But at the same time, the League has done a phenomenal job representing the interests of the communities at the state level. It's been a terrible thing to watch over the years how very often the people at the state level, be it governors and legislators, simply don't appreciate the significance of what's being done at the local level. The concept of revenue sharing came along a long time ago, and unfortunately it's virtually an annual battle to have a decent revenue sharing. And there's ignorance at the state level about the significance of that particular channel of funding. The state has a certain ability to tax resource extraction, which does not exist equally at the local level. A few local governments have been able to do that, but it's only very few, and we don't have we just don't have the kind of mechanism that we can raise the kind of revenues that are needed locally to meet the services to the people. And I could belabor this point, but I want to make one particular point, and this is a concern I have today, and that is that there has been a move at the state level to reduce oil taxes in the hope that we will get more oil development. Only in the hope, not in any kind of a quid pro quo, in any kind of an arrangement without any kind of credit for investment, and what would happen at the local level? What would happen to revenue sharing if the state reduced its revenues by something like $2 billion a year? I think that you would feel the effects, and I just hope the league will keep an eye on that and be proactive in terms of making sure that the money stream that comes to the state, which works only too small an extent, it comes down to a local level, that will not be cut off. The league also is to be congratulated for being in the forefront of the issues of coastal management. I think the initiative that has been talked about, the initiative to provide for a new coastal management law for Alaska is extremely important. It's important to all the communities, as has been was said earlier today, whether they're along the coast or interior involving resource development or anything else. And I have the honor of presenting the Local Government Leadership Award to one of the key individuals involved in the coastal zone management initiatives. And in years past, when I've had the privilege of presenting this award, I've sort of beaten about the bushes to who's going to be and tried to keep the suspense going. Well, in this case, I'm going to go right to the point, and the awardee is my old friend Bruce Botelho. Come on up. I am still going to be talking. Anyway, Bruce has had an outstanding career, has had an outstanding contribution to Alaska. He was born in Juneau, raised in Juneau, Anchorage. He went to law school at the University of Washington. And one of the highlights of his law education, so far as I'm concerned, is that I read back in the mid-70s in the University of Washington Law Review, a book review that a fellow named Bruce Botelho wrote of the Vic Fischer book on the Alaska Constitutional Convention. It was published in 1974. And so I've kept a good eye on Bruce, and he became Assistant State Attorney General. I hope I don't have these numbers up, but I don't have to. In 1976, and he was an Assistant AG when I was elected to the State Senate and served in the Senate in the 80s. And he was part of this collection of bright young guys who really were policy-oriented, who knew the law, and who made things change in the 70s and into the 80s. And so I've had a privilege of working with Bruce and following his career, and it's truly a phenomenal honor and privilege. Before I just abandon my podium here, I do want to come back to the Coastal Zone Management Initiative, and that I